Hey everybody, Detective Fun Guy here. I'm back with part 2 for painting the grot skin. Sorry about that, my camera cut out. So for here, we highlighted this little Gretchen with the hobgrot hide last time, and we finished his teeth, but we're going to do something else. So for this, we're going to take a smaller brush. Let me make sure I find the right one. Where is it? Oh, here it is. We're going to take this brush. So for this, we're going to take a little bit of paint. We're going to take Corax White. So you may be wondering, why are you using Corax White? You'll find out in just a second. Make sure I wash off the paint. Stuff like that. Then we're going to take our other base paint, hobgrot hide. So what we're going to do is this. Shake up the paints, like so. Now you may be asking, why are you mixing these together? Well, I'm mixing these together so that way we can achieve one final highlight on the actual miniature itself. So for this, I'm going to grab, well, I use that brush just for mixing. So we're going to grab our extra little detail brush right here. So take some paint out of the pot, twirl it as you're doing it so that way you achieve a nice point. So what we're going to do is this. Highlight all the raised areas of the skin of the Gretchen. So for right here, we're going to focus on the nose, like the tip of it right here. A little bit on that way, right here. Actually, let me thin this down a little bit. So for this part, we're also going to focus on the pectoral muscles right here. The stomach. Tips of the ears. The chin. And one little part of the cheekbones right here. So we get a nice final highlight over the one that we base coat with hobgrot hide. Same goes for on the back, like so. You can also just thinly glaze this over, and that's perfectly fine. Let me just make sure. Knuckles. Skin right here as well. Knuckles. You can do with fingers if you want, but I'm just leaving the fingers blank for right now. The brow. Alright, that's our grot with hobgrot hide skin highlighted. Alright, next up, we're going to focus on the grot that we painted with green. So, for this, we have a nice, really good green color. So, for this, we're going to take Warboss Green. So, Warboss Green is a layer paint, of course. So, what we're going to do is this. Let me make sure. Grab a little paint on the palette. This is a little thick, so I do have to thin it down a little bit. Quite a bit. There we go. Sorry about that, it's a little thick. So what we're going to do is this. So take some of this green. What we're going to do is apply all over the skin like so. So for this right here, all over the muscles. We're also going to do it right here on all the exposed parts of the skin. So that way it has a nice little effect that we have. The nose. Ears, brow, eyes, a little bit of lips on the mouth right here as well, because why not? And also for this, I have a detail. We're also going to focus on other details as well, such as, before I lose my brush, so what we're going to do, make sure this isn't too lumpy. Back of the ears, fingers. You could do this on the knuckles too if you wish. And we are going to do the backs of the feet just because they're more of a prominent area. Arms right here. And that's pretty much it with our grot with green skin done. Okay, now, for the grot that we base coated with Orc Flesh and Shade with the Thonian Camo Shade, which is this one right here, we're just going to reapply some Orc Flesh. So, shake up the paints, like so. So, what we're going to do, take some Orc Flesh, put on our palette right here. And what we're going to do is this. Oh, I got some paint on my hand. Oh, well. thin this down a little bit so it goes on nice and smoothly, a little more paint. Perfect. So what we're going to do is this, with this grot is very simple. So for this, we're just going to reapply the orc flesh all over it, like so. Sides of the mouth, brow, ears, tops of the ears, nose. Made sure I got the nose, and there we go. Perfect. And this one doesn't really have much skin detail on it, but if they do have a lot of skin detail, if you want to use this color, just be sure to use that color. Alright, that's our one with the orc flesh done. Alright, so you may be wondering, why is this Gretchen not highlighted? Well, his skin is actually more ready, and because he has peg bear flesh, and I just don't want to ruin the yellowish green on it. So we're going to move on to the metallic details finally. Let me make sure I grab my other metallic paints before I get that. Not just silver. I'm going to show you a really nice technique called breakup. So for this, we're going to need we're going to start off with the silver. Let me make sure I find the base paint. Oh, here it is. We're going to use a different silver. We're going to use Iron Hand Steel. So what we're going to do, take some Iron Hand Steel after we shake up the pot, and we're going to go all over the metal details all over the miniatures. So let me make sure, just grab this brush, some Iron Hand Steel, like so. So what we're going to do is this. So for right here, for the silver, we're going to do, paint the weapon right here, the barrel, and just be extremely careful where they meet the hands, like right here on the back. But don't worry if you do, you can just go back and fix it later, although it may take a little bit. Alright, that's that with metal on this one done. Alright, for the next bits that have metal, we're going to go with this little guy right here with the pistols. So for this, we're going to base coat all the silver, and I'll show you the other metallics later. So what we're going to do, base coat his guns with Iron Hand Steel. Alright, that's the silver on this grot base coated. So we're going to move on to the last one. Actually, no, the other couple of few. Close the paint. Actually, no, I might need that. I just closed it by accident. Silly me. We're going to take this grot. Make sure I put him on the proper base. Okay, the base holder. So we're going to do for this silver, what we're going to do is this. So for right here, we're just going to paint the little bomb stick right here, the little bomb part right here, and the grenade right here. And we're also going to paint the silver on the sticka. The sticka is basically a bomb that is a type of grenade that's used by orcs, only orcs. And Gretchen are often given the job of handling them or used as bombers. That's that silver done. Alright, and for the last part, we're going to go with this little Gretchen right here. So for this, he has a little bit of metal pretty much on a lot of places, so I'll show you where. So for right here on the bomb that he has right here, we're also going to go with the metal on his club weapon. And there's also a little pommel right here, and of course his little pistol. Alright, and that's all the silver base coated. And for the last part, we're going to base coat all the brass or copper. So for the brass, what we're going to do, our bronze, we're going to take Balthazar Gold. Balthazar Gold. This is basically a bronze metallic paint, which is perfect. So what we're going to do, paint the little gun holster right here. We're using Balthazar Gold, or gun barrel, or the gun holder, for that matter. And just go right here. I almost mixed it with the silver. And we're going to paint the little shells on this guy's back right here. There we go. And the last part with the Balthazar gold is this part right here, is this little Gretchen right here, because he has a pistol, and that's pretty much it. Base coat this with Balthazar gold. Alright, there we go. That's the Balthazar gold base coating. Alright, and while the metallics are drying, we're going to shade what we almost forgot. The teeth. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take a wash. We're going to take Seraphim Sepia. So, take some Seraphim Sepia, like so. Oh, I forget. You know what? This pot always opens and closes. Let's get this. What are you going to do? Right here. I'm going to take these teeth right here. See this little guy's teeth right here? And we're going to shade all over it with Seraphim Sepia. You don't need too much. Just make sure it doesn't pool. And just make sure that's nice and easily soaked up. There we go. And for the next one, let me get that one. The one with the mask we don't have to because it's not showing any teeth. I'm going to take the teeth right here for this one. Take the teeth right here. This one's teeth too. And finally for this last one, he doesn't have any teeth. He does have some teeth showing, but we're not going to shade those. We're going to shade the skull on the top of his head, which we base coated with Wraithbone in the last part. Alright, and that's all the bone detail shaded. Okay, one other small detail we're going to finish is going to be the Gretchen's eyes. Now they may not have much, but we're going to do this. So we're going to take a layer paint, Evil Sun Scarlet. Shake out the paint like so. There you go. We're going to make sure very, very little, and we're just going to dot in the eye right here. This one has an eye patch, so don't worry. Just dot it in. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so for the next part, we're going to take a different mixture of paints. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start base coating the hat on this little grot with Korax White. So, take some Korax White, and take some like so, and right here. So, take some Korax White, put it on the palette. We're not thinning this down because we don't need much. So what we're going to do is this, go base coat all over the hat, the inside clip, and the outside of the hat like so. Just be very careful and take your time. And while we're waiting for that white to dry, we're going to shade all over the metals that we just did. So for this, let me get my wash and just make sure I find the right one. We're going to use Nolan oil. So I'm going to take some Nolan oil, shake it up. And also, we're not going to be highlighting any of the silver and minor details because orks, or also the Gretchen, they're supposed to be dirty, so what we're going to do is perfect. Take this, and then wash all over the silver and the bronze that we just did. All over, like so. And if I can remove this one without it being stubborn, and also all over the bronze, like I said, like right here, on the everywhere where you see silver or bronze. Alright, with the metal now dry, we're going to finish the last part with this, which is this guy's hat. And you know what? Just because nothing's been going on, I'm going to add a little flair to it. So, for this, we're going to take another contrast paint to finish off the hat. We're going to take Flesh Terror's Red, which is essentially a darkish red. So, check out the paints like so. I gotta hurry before my camera cuts out just because I don't know for sure. So, take some Flesh Terror's Red, put it on the palette like so. So what we're gonna do is gonna base coat all over the hat. So, right here. All over with Flesh Terror's Red. Just making sure you don't hit any other areas. But if you do, you can go back and correct it, although it will take a little bit. All right, and that's the hat done. Okay, so that concludes to another tutorial. So for this is the one with the plague bear flesh. We painted all the details on this guy, and he is looking pretty awesome, all the way up to parade ready standard. The second one, this is really cool. We did the pistol, the skull, and the green skin, as well as the pants. Now for the third one, we just basically highlighted the skin and did some blue pants and a red hat just for some added flair. And for this one with the hobgrot hide, we just highlighted and shaded all the silver, the pelts, and everything like that. As you can see, it's pretty good. So this is how I paint my Gretchen up to parade ready standard. So don't worry. So you can just do your painted miniatures however you wish. I really hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Bye-bye.